we as providers were taught that Con Ed is everything because that is what it's going to get the patient to like you. And Con Ed is what's going to make you stand out with more letters behind your name. And there's also this belief that with more letters behind your name, it's going to give you more of a salary. But this has been disproven. You may get $1,000 more a year if you have more letters behind your name. And like, that's it. You also, just because you have more letters behind your name does not mean that you can communicate effectively to the patient. And this is where we see the biggest disconnect, and this is part of our mission, is to be able to not only teach you guys what you need to know from an educational standpoint, but also give you the tools on how to communicate, because we believe communication is what is stopping you from being from where you're at to where you want to be. That's it. And that's our job, to teach you communication. And what I mean by that is to be able to get the patient to understand what you do. They don't know about dry needling and cupping and what that can do for them. What they do know, and the only thing that they care about, is how that they are going to get that result. And so if you cannot communicate how to get that result, which a Con Ed class does not tell you how to get the patient the result. A Con Ed class says, hey, stick this dilator in your vag to help stretch it out. That's what a Con Ed class does. It teaches you how to do this, okay? But then it says, okay, great, you learned that, bye-bye. Now what? How to communicate this effectively to the patient? They're gonna look at this and be like scared as crap, right? So you have to explain this in a way, by the way, Sally, this is the path, and we're gonna use this along the journey so that you feel more confident connecting with your partner. Is a Con Ed class going to say those words that I just said? No. They're going to only teach you how to use this thing because that's the Con Ed. They're not going to teach you how to explain this effectively to Sally so that Sally then says, oh, okay, I understand that and I want to participate in this session. If you just tell Sally, yep, we're going to do this, and she's going to look at this and be terrified and run away from you. So our job is not only to change your life, but also to learn how to communicate effectively with your clients, whether or not that's online or in person, so that you feel confident giving them the solution, because we know another Con Ed class will